What is up, YouTube? Back in the Apex this week. Like I said a few weeks ago, the UFC got me right where they want me. They got me fiending for a card like this. I will be missing probably all of the prelims. Unfortunately, I do have to work. However, I am ready to go. This should be a good Apex card, mid card though. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna go over everything, see what we're working with here. Let me get back over here. A lot of changes in the fights. That's kind of what made it a lot worse than it actually was initially. Um, got some heavy favorites again. Seems like that seems to be the way we're going nowadays. I'll move up here real quick. Let me get this going. All right. But yeah, let's break it down, see what we're dealing with here. We'll start off with the first fight. We got Austin Bashi versus John Yanis. Um, Bashi was undefeated prospect who lost to Christian Rodriguez in debut. He had some hype. Oh, wait, where is this one? Is this the right one? Oh, this is this one. Oh. Oh, okay. Now we'll rock with this. So yeah, Bashi lost to Rodriguez in debut. Everyone loses to Christian Rodriguez unless you're a mid vet. You know, that's just kind of how it goes with him. That's literally just going to be the way he's remembered. As of right now, at least, that's always subject change. But yeah, I'm going to rock with, well, actually, hold on. And I don't know anything about John Yanis. I don't know if this is a short nose guy. I don't know if this is a guy that won on Contender Series last year. I have not been able to watch Contender Series the last couple of years just with work. Usually it's just like it ends by the time I get home. So I don't know if this guy is like good at all. I'm not going to research because, like I said, my YouTube channel is raw as you know. But either way,
Tracks are my go-to source for insight into animals in the reserve.
excuse
Species,
yourself.
mood. You can learn a lot about them before you've ever spotted anything.
Oh my goodness. This whore's on a mission. That's it? Who did this? Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, so I don't know anything about John Yanis. I did start to put in some bets just knowing that I wasn't going to be around. So I did see that Boshi's a minus 700 favorite. So I would like to think it's a short notice guy that they just brought into the organization to keep this fight going. I'm going to rock with Bashi. I am going to say decision though, just because I don't know anything about Giannis. Um, Bashi, although I've seen him fight once against Christian Rodriguez, I think he is a finisher. Didn't even see the finishing potential in that fight, even though I know it's C-Rod. It's for that reason I'm rocking Bashi by decision to play it safe. It is an Apex card too. I feel like Apex cards usually have a lot more decision, so I feel like that's a safer bet. But I'm gonna rock Bashi decision here. On to the next fight, we have Fight of the Year contender. Cannot believe this is second fight on the card. This should have been the main event when the main event got canceled. Honestly, like this fight is insane. Honestly, they should have co-mained the BMF title. It's that good. Nah, we're talking Pierre Rodriguez versus Kellen Sousa. I'm rocking Sousa decision. I've seen Rodriguez fight before multiple times. I just remember her being mid. Sousa, I probably have seen fight before. I just don't remember her. I'm gonna rock with Sousa by decision just because my memory is telling me Rodriguez is mid. But I think Sousa's the underdog, so maybe Rodriguez is better than I thought she was. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm going to rock Sousa by decision. On to the next fight, we got Felipe Bunes versus Rafael Estefan. I'm rocking with Estefan. Like, that shouldn't be tough. Like, he's also like a minus 500 favorite. Um, he's also good. Like, Boone's is not good. Like, they're just using him to kind of prep up like the Joshua Vans of the world. And, oh my goodness. It's 4. No, actually, we can crouch. Yeah, so I mean, Bunez clearly has a role in the UFC, and it's not a good one. Estefan, this is just another guy that you just got to put on, wouldn't even say your resume, but you know, you just got to prep up before we talk the rankings. And I think Estefan's going to do it. I'm going to go second round sub, though. Um, Bunez has like questionable durability from what I remember. Um, I don't think has that great of a chin, or maybe I'm just thinking of the Van fight, which is like, you know, I can't really fault him, even though Van, wouldn't say has pillow hands, but for how good his boxing is, he does not have a lot of power, because people would be going out if they were getting hit like that. But yeah, I think Estefan is gonna finish this fight. I think there's a definitely a change of competition between this and between Felipe Bunes and Charles Johnson. So I think Estefan's going to go out there. He's going to make it look easy. I think Bunes is going to survive first round. I don't think it's going to be a total onslaught in the beginning. Just Estefan getting reads, maybe just like, you know, feigning takedowns. And then I think he eventually gets the sub and makes the sub look easy. So, and then he'll probably be fighting top 15 depending on what's going on with Temerov since he popped with PEDs. But we'll see what happens. Estefan second round sub. Oh my gosh. I need to get over there. On to the next fight. We got Hidalgo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. Now, when Tresean Gore last fought, I think that was when I first started the YouTube channel. I said he was probably going to retire, get cut, something like that. Um, Unfortunately, or I wouldn't say unfortunately, because I do like Tresean Gore, and I hope he does recover. But he is still around. They're giving him another guy in Hidalgo Vieira. Um, do I worry about Gore in this matchup? 100%. It's not even this matchup. It's just like, do I worry about Gore in general? Yes. Um, Honestly, I think the odds say otherwise from what I remember, but I think this is the UFC giving Tresean Gore another chance to survive, and I could see how Adolfo Vieira wins, just like with the grappling and, you know, the IQ and everything, but I don't trust, as much as I don't trust the durability of Tresean Gore, I also don't trust the the finishing potential from Adolfo Vieira. I think this is gonna be not lock of the card, but this is gonna be, this is giving me the Reyes round 1 KO vibes from the Krylov fight, where I'm not saying where I don't think the better fighter wins kind of thing. Actually, well, I do think Dom Reyes is better than Krylov, but at the time, you know, a lot of people didn't think so. So I think I gotta rock Gore first round KO. He just catches Vieira randomly, probably towards the end of the first round after he's losing the whole first round with the grappling. Just catches Adolfo Vieira, who I believe is old now, does have some miles on him. So we're gonna rock with that. On to the next fight, we got Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. I mean, this is Nakamura's first appearance since the 311 card when he lost to, I think it was Muin Gafarov or Muhammad Naimov. It was someone that's like in the mid to high level of the unranked tier of the bantamweight division. Something like that. Or was he at featherweight? Is this his bantamweight debut? I don't know. Either way, Nakamura did not look good in that. Everyone was high on him. He's one of the undefeated fighters to lose his O this year, and that usually doesn't mean much. But how he looked in that fight was not good. Do I think Nathan Fletcher is a step down in competition to what Nakamura is? Yes. I still do worry about Nakamura. That was not a good look. Nathan Fletcher's like, he's all right. He's sneaky. He's actually not as bad as I initially thought. Oh, oh, oh my goodness, that scared me. Right in front of my face. Get up here. It didn't reload? I thought it reloaded. Oh no, I lost him. You fuck ass. Dang it. Ah, alright. Yeah, so Nathan Fletcher's alright. They might be on the same level. I don't know. I am gonna go Nakamura by decision. Even though we could talk about his most recent performance and how I don't want to use that against him, I'm gonna think that he is better than that, and it was just an off night. One thing that I do not trust though is the finishing potential of Nakamura. That's why I'm rocking decision here. I think Fletcher not only survives, but I think he has his, oh my gosh. I think he has moments of his own, could win a round. It could go split too. I could see a split decision. But I'm going to rock with Nakamura decision. On to the next fight, we got Andre Puliev versus Nick Klein. I don't know too much about these guys. I am going to cheat on Puliev and see if I have seen him fight. Oh, let me see, let me see. Have I seen Puliev fight? The heck is this? Puliev. I'm almost positive I've just seen Puliev fight. 4 months ago, lost to Christian Leroy Duncan. Yeah, that was a boring fight too. Oh, jeez. I have seen him fight. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch Klein fight because I was doing something, but I remember hearing that he did like somewhat all right versus Mansour Abdul Malik. Still got destroyed though, but I'm gonna rock with Klein decision just because I didn't really remember Puliev, and now that I do, I remember Christian Leroy Duncan looked horrible in that fight and still like made it look easy. And yeah, I can't. Oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. I will freak out. Just fours. What the heck is this? I feel like I'm at a dive bar right now. That's all I'm seeing is fours. Alright. Dang, I almost missed that. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Alright. Let's go up to Saskatchewan. We'll go down here. We'll see what's popping over here. Yeah, so I'm rocking with Klein, decision. Don't really think Puliev is that good. Don't think Klein's really that good, so I could see either way. Honestly, I'm glad I'm missing this fight. I'm not sold on either of these guys right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with Klein decision. I feel like that's the safest bet. But by no means is that a lock. That's a 50-50 fight in my eyes. Never seen neither. Or well, I saw Puliev fight, but I don't remember him that well, so can't be good. Either way, now we're moving on to a fantastic fight. We're on the main card now, finally. This is the fight I will be watching at work before I drive my ass home. Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. Two featherweight prospects, one bigger than the other. This is such a good fight. See, this is the type of like stuff that I like that's on the Apex cards. Like guys that aren't like huge yet, like as prospects at least, but like are about like probably one win away from like fighting on pay-per-views and really starting where the UFC is really starting to implement them and build them as like somewhat of a name. And I think both of the guys have potential, more so one than the other, and we'll talk about it. But Danny Silva's pretty decent. I don't think he's undefeated, but he has some sort of hype to him, from what I remember. He had a decent decision win, but from what I remember, he was in trouble a decent amount in that too. So wasn't like the greatest, but at the same time, it's he got the win, and I think that was also his debut. If not, he has only 2 fights in UFC. However, we are talking about Kevin Vallejos on the other side of that octagon. Kevin Vallejos is an absolute dog. This dude is legit. I'm 100% on the hype train. 100%. Unless his grappling is very mid and mediocre and we haven't seen it, even though I'm pretty sure his grappling has been tested in the last fight, if not the fight on the Contender Series. And I get it, there's levels to grappling, whole different thing. But I am bought in to this guy being a prospect. Like, there's only been a few other guys that I've been bought in this heavily in the past, like, year or two. Another one's like a Teva Gaudier, who I was still even nervous with against the Valentin fight, even though I bet him to win. And, I don't know, there's some other guys. Was it Temerov? I don't think it was Temerov. It was, I would have to look at the watch list. Yeah, but either way, Kevin Vallejos, I'm like, this guy is going to be probably future champ. Like, I normally don't say that stuff anymore. Like, I've learned my lesson from past, issues and betting on that. But this guy is so freaking good, man. Some of the cleanest boxing in the division already. Only professional loss is a split decision 29-28 loss to John Silva. Yes, the guy that everyone's saying is the new featherweight boogeyman. This dude is legit. He's only 23, about to be 24 in a few months, I'm pretty sure. Really excited to watch this guy rise up the ranks, and I think it starts right here with Danny Silva. I think Silva's going to be looking somewhat decent, but Vallejos is just going to show that there are levels to the striking. And like what I was saying with Silva in his last fight, sometimes it kind of looks like there's opportunities for him to be finished and some low IQ moments from what I remember. And I think Vallejos is going to take advantage of that. Make it look somewhat easy, get him out of there in the second round, and really start to build a name for himself over there. So shout out to Vallejos. That's a whole ass rock wall. How do I get around that? Gotta go this way, alright. So yeah, let's go rock Vallejo's second round KO. So excited for this guy. Prospects like this make me feel like I'm still gonna be a fan of the sport in a few years. Because this guy has, you know, a lot of people throwing around the Taporia comparisons. I get it. I'm not saying that. I think boxing wise, yeah, it's like kind of there. But like, remember, Taporia was originally a grappler. He's very well rounded, very calculated. I gotta see this guy pass like one fight to really be saying crazy, outlandish stuff like that. Like some people are already saying Taporia is a top 10 UFC fighter of all time. Can't be throwing that around with Vallejos, even though I have very high expectations for him. So, oh, pronghorn up there too. Yikes. Gotta keep going. All right. So yeah, moving on to the next fight, we got Neil Magny versus Elizu Zaleski dos Santos. Both guys are old, man. Old. Um. I don't see anyone finishing anyone. I'll say that. I think in a way it kind of is a pick 'em. I'm also kind of glad the UFC threw Magny a bone, it seems like, and they're just like, hey, like, we'll give you another guy that's like your age and not on this crazy win streak. Like, they're not just. I like that. I like sometimes that they have guys that you could just throw prospects at and see where the prospects are at. But at the same time, like, Magny, I feel like the past like 6, 7 years is just. Actually, no, he had the Max Griffin fight in between, but he's been taking on these. Younger guys, like even like Gilbert Burns, who's like old, like Gilbert Burns, like they were trying to rebuild and everything at that time. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but shout to Magny for sticking around, being back in there again. Probably like the only person to ever shout out Neil Magny. Most people just want him gone, but I want to pick him. I'm just still struggling to find a way to do so. Gonna have to rock with Elizu Zaleski. I just think he's more hungry. I think he is the older fighter, but the finishing potential I would lean more so Zaleski or Elizu Zaleski. I keep like combining his name. Yeah, I gotta rock Zaleski decision. It's a weird one. We'll see what happens. On to the next fight, we got Carol Rosa versus Laura Cornell. I'm gonna rock Cornell by decision. Yeah, I really don't care about that fight, like, at all. I think Cornell's better than Carol Rosa from what I remember. Not gonna go into it. Cornell decision. On to the next fight. Absolute banger, fight of the year potential, and I'm not even joking about this one. We got Esteban Ribovic versus Elvis Brenner. This is probably going to be my lock of the card. I think even though what I'm about to predict here, I still think this is going to be fight of the year potential just because the two guys that are throwing down. Never have a dull fight. Always go at it 100%. Oh my goodness. It's a 4 again, dude. What's up with all these 4s? Oh my goodness. It's Bears, dude. Yeah, so Ribovich has insane volume, um, crazy gas tank, obviously. Like, they kind of go hand in hand. Um, like, it's insane. Like, Ribovich is like, now that I think about it, like, he is honestly starting to become one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. This dude is just insane. Dude, what is going on, bro? Yo. Yo, if I get fucking murked, bro. Go. Get out. Oh, oh, oh. What the heck, bro? Yeah, probably scared off all the wildlife on the other side now. Yo, that was some shit. Well, that's fucking annoying. What? Oh my gosh, I can't even make a YouTube video. Yeah, so volume and the cardio comes on the Rubovich side. Talk about the durability, though. Dude, we're talking Elvis Brenner, the frickin' Terminator, bro. Dude is so nasty. Um, like, he should have got finished so many times in the Guram fight. Like, he literally beat Guram by just Guram gassing himself out on. Well, at least at the time, it seemed like Guram gassed himself out by how hard and how many times he hit Brenner. Cut him open so bad, it was crazy. But obviously, Guram has not been the same fighter since who knows how long, since the Demir fight. Is Magulov? I don't know. I think that was it, but so yeah, we're gonna rock. With all that considered, we are gonna rock Ribovich second round KO. Um, I think this is lock of the card. I think I think Ribovich could go out there and make a statement. I know Brenner eats like everything, doesn't get finished. Like Oralbai couldn't finish him either and shit. I think Oralbai couldn't finish him. Maybe Oralbai did, but I think Ribovich is gonna go out there and either like get him with the head kick, just connect with a clean combo that's gonna put Brenner out cold, and then Brenner's chin is just kind of never gonna like look the same after early in his career. So that's what I'm rocking with there. That's gonna be my lock of the card, and we'll move on from there. Oh, Bambi. The fuck is up with these level ones? There we go. There's a 3. But yeah, I'm very excited for that fight. I think that will actually be fight of the year contender. Um, see what happens with all that. On to the next fight, the co-main event: Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rambecki, or that's how they pronounce it. It should be Rebecki. I don't know. Um, Interesting fight. I do think it is closer than probably what the odds have it at. I can only imagine the odds. I haven't seen them, but can imagine they favor Rubetsky pretty massively. Let me see. I had to look. Oh, only minus 210. At least that's what it's saying over here. Um, Yeah, I do think it is a closer fight. I think it's almost a pick 'em, but I'd probably have it like a minus 140, minus 150 Rubetsky, and then a plus 125, plus 130-ish Chris Duncan. Because Duncan just finds these finishes out of nowhere, and we don't know what Rebecca looks like after that oral by war. That like arguably was like that was probably one of my favorite fights of all time because that was just like talk about showing heart, being an absolute war. It doesn't get crazier than that. Like that fight literally took years off of each other. Like that was so crazy. So I'm gonna rock, or I don't know. Well, it's tough. Just took a dump right here, right on my face. Where the f is the mail? All right. Either way, so yeah, like I said, I think it's a close fight just because we don't know what Rebecca's going to look like, and Duncan always finds a finish. I don't think are on the same skill level. It's just the finishing ability of Duncan's very real, as well as um, the questionable durability after that oral by war. I am, dude. I just hear freaking. All right, get me out of this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight. Actually, it might be an absolute banger. I didn't even think about this fight being a banger, but after all the things I said, it's probably gonna be an absolute crazy banger. We will see though how that goes down. I'm rocking Rebecca, second round KO though. I think Duncan's gonna go out there and just try to get him out early, gas himself out, or just leave himself open to a counter, and Rebecca's gonna just land like a clean 1-2, maybe a 3. Nice little hook in there and just get Duncan out of there. So second round KO, Rebecca. That's how I'm rocking. On to the main event. Um, kind of a downfall, not really. Like, yes, it is downfall. What am I talking about? Yeah, not what people were looking forward to, but we got Tatsuro Taira versus Hon Sung Park. Hun Sung Park was originally supposed to be Amir Albazi, which would have been a really fun fight because you got two um, young up and coming flyweight guys that are trying to rebound after losses to veterans. You know, two guys that are probably going to run the division for a while until, or I guess, well, you got Van and you got some other guys now, but you know, two guys at one point that people were like, all right, these guys are going to run the division. So, um, nothing over here, huh? So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Um, Hunsung Park, I think, is undefeated. He's no slouch by any means. However, this is a massive step up in competition. I think Park is coming off the sub win against who was it? Carlos Hernandez, I think. He beat Carlos Hernandez, I'm pretty sure. That was his last fight. So, should be an interesting one. I do favor Taira for that reason. I don't think Taira's going to make it look that easy, though. But, bang. Did I sneak it? Did I miss it? Oh, no, it's going down. Yeah, so we're gonna rock Tatsuro Taira. Fourth round submission. I think Park gasses out eventually. I think he plays very careful. I think it's a pretty boring fight, kind of almost up until the submission. I think third round probably go crazy. First two are gonna be slow. Both probably trying to figure each other out. I'm gonna get Tyra's sub fourth round. Um, his dumbass will probably call for Pantoja as the next shot, and the UFC might give it to him since Pantoja beat everyone already. Like they're not gonna be like, oh no, you got to fight Moreno first, and then Moreno just smokes him, and then just makes no sense. So yeah, Tyra's gonna win. Probably call for a title shot. Probably get given a title shot if Pantoja beats Van. If he doesn't, then we'll see what happens next with that. But should be interesting in that regard. I'm pretty excited for the card, even though I'm missing most of it, or half of it more so. Just like because we got. Actually, dude, it's both of the Argentinian fighters that by far are piquing my whole interest of this card. So, I'm excited for that. Can't wait. Should be a good time. It's a boot time, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we'll do the recap eventually after, I don't even know. Probably not tomorrow, probably do it on Sunday. Because I'm not going to want to work, come home, watch the rest of the card, and then want to recap it same day. Or maybe I do have some hidden motivation. I don't know. I doubt it, but... Where the frick does deer go? Alright, well, anyway, YouTube, it's whatever, it's over. Also, parlay of the week of how we're rocking. Parlay of the week is going to be Rebecca inside the distance, Ribovich KO or points. What was the last one? Vallejos KO. And this is tough. What was the last one? We'll rock with that. We'll do... Oh, actually, yeah, no, we'll rock with that. Vallejos KO, Ribovich KO or points, Rebecca inside distance. And if... Yeah, we'll rock that. We'll rock that. All right, perfect. Well, it's been real, YouTube. We'll talk to you in a few days. Goodbye.